When I arrived at my wife's work dinner, I expected polite smiles, maybe some awkward small talk, not humiliation. I walked in, saw my name card, and froze. It didn't say my name, it said, idiot. Everyone laughed, including my wife, but they didn't know who they were laughing at, or what I was about to do. If you've ever been underestimated or humiliated and wished you could turn the tables, this story is for you. Hit that subscribe button, drop a like, and tell me in the comments, what is the most satisfying revenge you've ever seen? Now let's dive into how I turned one night of public humiliation into poetic justice. My wife, Emily, works in corporate marketing, the kind of job where image is everything. Her colleagues are all about power suits, status, and shallow smiles. Me? I'm a freelance software developer. I work from home, sometimes in sweatpants, and I don't have a fancy title. To them, I was the husband who just tinkers with computers. Emily had always downplayed what I did. When people asked, she'd say things like, "Oh, he works online," something with apps, I think. That used to sting, but I brushed it off. Until dinner. It was her company's big annual networking event, a semi-formal dinner meant to impress clients and higher-ups. Emily insisted I come, saying it would look good if she brought me along. So I put on my best suit and came ready to make a good impression. When we arrived, the room was buzzing with laughter and clinking glasses. Everyone looked sharp, and I'll admit, I felt a little out of place. But I smiled, shook hands, and followed Emily to our table. That's when I saw it. The place cards were all neatly printed. Jonathan, Lydia, Mark, Samantha, and then mine. A white card with bold black letters, idiot. At first, I thought it was some kind of mistake. But when I looked up, Emily's coworkers were watching me. One of them snorted into his wine. Another whispered something that made a few others chuckle. Then Emily, my wife, laughed. "Oh, come on, it's just a joke," she said, swatting at my arm. "Don't be so serious, babe." My face burned. I felt every eye on me, every smirk, every suppressed laugh. Inside, my stomach twisted. My hands went cold. I forced a smile and sat down. But in my head, one thought repeated like a drumbeat. They think I'm an idiot. As the dinner went on, the jokes continued. One guy, some middle manager with a Rolex, asked, "So, do you still play with computers, or is that your full-time gig now?" Another woman leaned over to Emily and said, "You must be so patient. My husband could never sit around the house all day." Every word was a jab. Every laugh was a knife. And Emily didn't stop them. She joined in. When dessert came, I excused myself and went to the bathroom. I looked in the mirror and barely recognized the guy staring back, red-faced, jaw clenched, humiliated. I took a deep breath and thought about my work. The company I'd quietly built, the contracts I'd landed, the fact that one of my apps had just been acquired by a Fortune 500 firm, something Emily didn't even fully grasp yet. That's when it hit me. They laughed because they didn't know, but I was about to make sure they did. I came back to the table calm, too calm, the kind of calm that makes people uneasy. The event's organizer was preparing to give a short speech, introducing each table's guests and what they did for work. When it came to ours, she turned to Emily first. "This is Emily from marketing, and this is her husband." She glanced at my card and frowned. Idiot?" The table burst out laughing again. I smiled. "Actually, it's Ethan," I said smoothly. "And I'm a software developer. I own and operate Orion Systems. Maybe you've heard of us?" The laughter died instantly. A few looked confused, others skeptical. Emily's boss raised an eyebrow. "Orion Systems? You mean the Orion Systems? The one that developed the Pegasus security framework?" I nodded. "That's right. My team built the architecture and backend for it." The entire table went silent. For context, Pegasus is one of the most widely used cybersecurity tools in the industry. And it was mine. The boss leaned forward. "Wait, you're that Ethan? The CEO?" Emily's fork clattered onto her plate. Her face went pale. I just smiled and said, "Yeah, I guess my place card was a little off." Then I turned to the organizer and added casually, Oh, and Emily, did I tell you? We just finalized a contract with your company's IT department last week. My firm's now your vendor. The look on everyone's faces was priceless, a mix of horror, disbelief, and regret. Suddenly, the idiot at the table was the man who held their company as cybersecurity in his hands. Emily tried to stammer something, but her boss cut her off. Emily, we'll talk Monday, privately. I sipped my water, smiled, and leaned back. The rest of the night was painfully quiet. No more jokes, no more laughs, just awkward glances and the sound of egos deflating. When we got home, Emily exploded. Why didn't you tell me? You made me look like an idiot. I stared at her. No, Emily. You made me look like one. I just corrected the record. She didn't have an answer for that. A week later, she was demoted. Her boss didn't say why, but I have a good guess. Turns out mocking the CEO of a new vendor doesn't make a great impression. As for me, I never attended another one of her company events. Not that she invited me again. It's funny, sometimes people judge you based on appearances without realizing what's beneath the surface. But the truth has a way of revealing itself. And when it does, it's often poetic. Never underestimate someone just because you don't understand them. What do you think? Was my revenge justified? Have you ever been publicly humiliated and wished you could flip the script like this? Share your thoughts below, hit that like button if you enjoyed this story, and subscribe for more tales where karma gets the last laugh. Until next time, remember, sometimes the idiot in the room is the smartest person there.